It's a park bench. It's a bench at a park with a creepy ass little doll sitting on it. And she said,
no.
she said it was especially creepy when the little girl brought it over and put it in the baby swing next to Dakota's child and was swinging it and telling them that the doll's name was Emma.
So a group chat that turned into a podcast? Hell yeah, dude. Venting to all your besties? Hell yeah, dude. Are they a little bit bothered? Hell yeah, dude.
Welcome back to A Little Bit Bothered podcast, where we turn our best friends group chat into the conversations you didn't know that you needed.
This week, we're taking it back to the ultimate throwback, spooky sleepovers. Remember staying up all night with blankets, snacks, and ghost stories?
From creepy tales to all the weird things we believed as kids, we're diving into the moments that kept us wide awake and seriously bothered.
So grab your flashlight, hide under the covers, and get ready for a night of laughs, chills, and everything in between.
Let's get bothered!
Let's get bothered!
Oh man, this is the chaos we were looking for. Welcome to our slumber party episode.
We're your hosts. I'm Nicole.
I'm Ashley. That's Kelsey, and the other giggler is Monica.
Welcome to the BJ party. Oh my gosh. We are off to a solid start right now.
Solid, guys.
I feel like that's a realistic pajama party vibe. This is a peek into our time at the cabin.
That's what I was going to say. This is what it's like to be with us.
Yeah, pretty much.
For those of you who are not watching, we all have our matching PJ shirts on and our matching sleep eye mask thingies on. And we were going to record like this in real life when we were at the cabin, but a snowstorm decided that we weren't going to do that. So here we are.
Yes, it
we're
sure did.
recreating it.
Yeah, knocked out our internet, and we had to get creative and just not record.
We were spiraling.
It's kind of sad because I wish we were all together recording this episode. Now we're all far, far apart.
Yes. Although I do find it rather fitting because this week in the group chat we have been very quiet because we went so hard on our trip that we all came home horrendously sick. So I feel like it's very fitting that we're all just like in our PJs right now with our stuffy noses. And I mean, I'm running at like 80%. I don't know where you guys are at.
I technically didn't get sick.
That's true.
Oh,
I just had a migraine one day.
yes.
Well, you still got knocked out for a day, but still, I'm jealous. I think I would have taken the migraine.
I'm also at like 80%, I think.
I really was dead to the world, though.
You really were. We missed you all week long.
Yeah,
You were very, like, I don't even think you caught up on like half the conversation that we did have, which wasn't very much, but, which is very strange for us.
I didn't even try, honestly.
Don't blame you.
No.
Don't blame you.
I remember waking up in between one of my like fever naps and looking at my phone and seeing 120 notifications from you guys, and I was like, no.
Back to sleep I go.
Yep, that's exactly what happened after I threw up. But yeah.
These bitches are talking way too much.
Well, I have a quick story update kind of following our last episode.
Do tell.
So Ashley, you were telling us creepy stories about what your kids were doing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I've been haunted by it ever since.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's because we decided to watch Ghostbusters last night for family movie night. I'm going to blame it on that. But last night, we finally went to bed, and Merida just would not go to sleep. And so for those of you listening, Merida is my 4-year-old daughter. And normally she's pretty good. She'll go to sleep. She doesn't have any issues. She's very independent. But last night, she just like kept getting up like every 5 minutes, would need another hug, would need to go to the bathroom, but she's like half asleep every time she does this and is groggy. And then as she's trying to go back to bed, she was like about to lose it and like couldn't explain why. And I'm like, okay, she's overly tired. It's fine. Finally, I just like put her into bed with me. She fell asleep while I'm like reading. And my poor husband got kicked off to the couch so she could just like lay in bed with me, right? Well, in the middle of the night, as I'm like reading, it's like midnight. I'm still reading. And she's like waking up probably every like 15 to 20 minutes and is like dead asleep and then sits straight up and points across the room and goes, I don't like that creepy man. Like, what the fuck?
Excuse me.
No.
Nightmare fuel.
And I'm like, there's no one there. And she goes, I see him. I don't like him. I don't want him here. And like, she's visibly like distraught. And I'm like, there's no one here. It's okay. Go back to sleep. Like, I'm scratching her back. She falls asleep. 15, 20 minutes later, she wakes up again and is like, the creepy thing over there. But she, like, if you could hear her tone of voice, she was so freaked out. Like, I swear, she thought she saw something. And it happened at least 5 times, and the descriptions just kept getting more and more detailed.
No, I hate it.
Yeah.
That is so scary.
Yeah. So it's a good follow-up for last week. Thank you for that.
That's worse than mine, I think.
Yeah, I didn't like
creepy.
it. It was one of those moments where she's like looking across the room, very clearly looking at something that I can't see.
Yuck.
I'm gonna throw it.
No.
Again.
Don't like it. Did you make your husband come back in? I would have.
No, he was asleep on the couch, and then I was downstairs. I wasn't gonna get up. I'm at 80% now. I think I was at 60% last night.
I would have called him. So just kept calling him until he woke up and came upstairs.
Get up here.
There may or may not be a creepy man in here. I don't
You
know.
sleep with the scary kid.
Seriously. Well, and
You
she
can sleep with the creepy kid.
Just creep out of my bed.
I'll go to the couch.
right. And the thing is, like, she's usually a cuddler. Like, if she ends up, like, sleeping with me, she's a cuddler. But last night, like, she was legit on top of me the entire night. Like, she wouldn't part from me.
Did you ask her about it this morning? Did you ask her about it?
No, I should have.
But she didn't say anything.
She didn't say anything. No, she did say last night was weird. That was all she said, though. I was like, okay. Yes, it was. So I'm going to blame Ghostbusters, but...
Yeah, blame Ghostbusters.
I'm gonna blame Ghostbusters. That's all it was. That's fine. There's nothing creepy here.
Well, this is going to be like a real 360 from what you were just saying, because while yours was creepy in a creepy kid way, this is creepy in a different way. So I found a Reddit of a sleepover. I combed through tons and tons. We all did, sitting there at the table at the cabin.
There were some very disturbing stories on
Most
Reddit
of
about
them were
sleepovers. Let me
disturbing.
just say that.
I was
very
hoping
disturbing.
to find like funny ghost stories or like pranks, and for the most part, they were all really disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this one is disturbing, but in a less disturbing than some of the other ones. If that can, like, if you hear this and you're like, how is this less disturbing? Just use your imagination, because I promise you there were much more disturbing ones.
They were.
Oh, okay. I slept over at a friend's house once on their couch, and his grandfather passed away that night in his chair, like 5 feet away from me. I didn't wake up until 2 police officers walked into the room, and his mom quickly grabbed me and walked me into another room. All I could do was hear, and everyone sounded upset. I was confused for the longest time until someone finally came in and told me that I spent the night with a corpse in the room. My thing is like, why did the mom wait till the cops were there to come to me out of the room?
Thinking, oh my God, get the kid out of there when you find he doesn't have a
As soon as you realize that the man is dead, it's
sleeping.
time to
Just
move
want to
the kid.
disturb him.
Yeah.
How quiet
I'm not
were they
sure
when they
that-
found him dead? Did they kill him? Like, how did the kid not get woken up until the cops got there? Does not make sense.
Ash.
Yeah, like
I'm
what? Where were they
suspicious.
at that he realized was he like sleeping on the couch and the grandpa was in like the chair and they're like, "Grandpa, go to bed," and he didn't wake up, and then it was like, "Oh, he's dead." Because like, why?
Like the most
I don't
calm,
understand.
the most calm finding of a corpse ever.
Did it say how old he was?
No.
He's a grandpa though.
The grandpa or the kid?
The kid.
Oh.
Or both?
No, it didn't.
The kid, because I'm just imagining, depending on how old
Maybe
he
I'm wrong.
is, like, that's something his friends are never going to let down.
No, he's got to find new friends.
Well, it's not his fault the man died next to him. I'd be mad at the friend. Never let you live it down. Your grandpa died 5 feet from me.
Yep.
And then your mom just let me lay there until the cops came.
No.
Weird.
Mm-mm. That is so weird.
I would not
Very
be
weird
okay
of the
with
parent in this situation. Let me just not wake this child up until...
Yeah, it's weird all around.
Like, they could have easily woken him up and been like, hey, we're going to move you into this room. Go to sleep.
Yeah, come on.
And then dealt with everything else.
Yeah. And
Why
then
was he
maybe
even
that's
on the
how they
couch
did
alone
handle
with
it, but
Grandpa?
he just knew something was wrong or something.
It's weird.
I mean, if they had done that before the cops got there, he probably would have went right back to sleep and like not thought anything about it. But
He would have thought Grandpa
when the
was
cops
sleeping.
were there, he's like, "What?
What did I miss?
I would have been calling my parents so fast.
Oh my god, yeah,
Right?
I
Yeah,
absolutely
pick me
would not have
up.
stayed there.
Right?
No,
like,
God,
I was
no.
not the kid to call for my parents to pick me up from a sleepover, but that would have done it.
Oh,
I
I
would have.
was.
I would have called that time.
I always got
so weird.
I always got like nervous and was like, "Mom, can you come get me?"
That doesn't surprise me, actually. I don't know
I
why.
feel like that makes sense.
That kind of fits you for some reason.
Yeah.
I wasn't really...
I fought it most of the time, but there were times that I was like, "No, you got to come get me."
My cousin always used to want to get picked up from sleepovers, and I would get so annoyed.
I would get
Like,
annoyed.
you're such a baby.
too. Yeah. Yeah, I felt the same. Like, whenever that would happen, like, why?
Yeah, we're having fun.
It was usually I was fine until it was like there was like downtime or like it was like time to go to bed or the ones where you stayed busy the whole time, it was fine. But if there was like any weirdness, then I wanted to leave.
Like, what kind of weirdness?
Like we weren't having fun or like somebody or like they got in trouble by their parents or something, and I wanted to leave. This stuff was like not like high school. This is like elementary school.
I'm trying to think. I feel like I really only called my mom to pick me up from a sleepover like one time, and I think it was my very, very, very first sleepover. But then like after that, I never.
I say that, but like I don't actually think that I got picked up that. Like I probably really only maybe once or twice.
You're just constantly calling your mom, and your mom's like, "Fucking deal with it."
No, she would never. My mom would never. She'd be like, "No, I'm coming right fucking now." No, I think most of the time I had anxiety and I just like forced it down. But yeah, a couple times I did call.
Yeah. I mean, I think as a parent now, it's a good thing that you felt comfortable enough to call and she'd come and get you. But growing up, I did not see it that way.
Me either.
Well, when you're a kid, you don't think about
No.
anything else.
No, for
really.
me, it was like, a sleepover? I get to get out of the house? Yes!
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
well,
don't
that
have
tracks.
to go to sleep. Was my thoughts.
It does.
So I had a best friend growing up. She's still like my best friend now. We just live very far apart from each other. But she was
good
sleeping
save.
over. Yeah. I don't think she listens. I don't think she listens to the podcast, though. I'm going to have words with her.
Best friend. You have
I
the best
know.
friend title. Get your ass in here.
Right?
Taylor, if you're here.
Ooh, she called out my
need to tell
name.
us.
Taylor.
So anyways, Taylor was sleeping over at my house. We were probably like, let's call it 11. And my little brother at the time was maybe like 4. He's quite a bit younger than me. My mom was at work. She was working nights, and my dad was home. And my dad is just not the most involved parent. He fell asleep on the couch.
Calling
which
everybody out.
He did frequently. That's just the facts. He fell asleep on the couch, and this man would take so many naps, okay? So he takes a nap on the couch, but it's like 8 or 9 p.m., and for some reason maybe we had like some little water guns we were squirting at each other. I don't know. But things progressed to a full-on water fight between me and Taylor and my brother. Like, we had the sink in the kitchen turned on, and it had one of those sprayers you pick up, that you could like actually... Like, I feel like houses don't really have those that much anymore, but we had one growing up. So the sprayer you pick up. So we have the sink just running, and we have the sprayer for the sink, and we're spraying each other. We're getting cups filled with water, throwing them at each other.
We're flooding the house.
We are making such a mess. And when I tell you my dad is like 10 feet away. Like, he's not far away at all. And this is also going on throughout the whole house. Like, we have the kitchen with the sink going. We have the refrigerator has the push water thing on the outside. We're pressing that, making the floor slippery so when we run through, people slip. We're in the bathroom filling up cups of water, throwing them at each other.
How old are you?
I'm like 11. Like 11, maybe 10, I don't know, 9, somewhere around there. My brother's significantly younger. That's important. So this is going on forever. My dad's just passed out on the couch snoring, like not a care in the world to what his children are doing. And so finally, my mom doesn't get off work till like 11. So we hear the garage opening and we're like, fuck, we're scared. So we're me and Taylor immediately are like, we got to come up with a plan, So
oh no, your poor brother. I can feel it.
We run and get our pajamas on, and we're like, okay, we'll just pretend we just got out of the shower. That's why because we're wet. We're like, we need a reason for why we are sopping wet head to toe. We're like, we just got out of the shower, got our pajamas on, we're in bed. Louis did all of that. The house, there's like probably at least like an inch of water on the kitchen floor. Like, there's water everywhere. And so we put on our pajamas and we go in my room, and my mom gets home and she is pissed. Oh my God, she's so mad. She obviously, I tried to say, like, she came yelling at us, what's going on? And we were like, pretended to play dumb. She wasn't having it. It didn't even last for like a millisecond. She was like, absolutely not. She's yelling at my dad. He's like, awoken from the dead. Just completely oblivious. She took Taylor home that night, and we weren't allowed to have sleepover for a long time. And I think my mom quit her job, and she just stayed home after that. She didn't work anymore.
Oh my god!
You drove her to quit her job?
Yeah, I mean, I think the real fight here is between my mom and my dad, where she's like, you're not responsible enough to watch the children. Okay, I'm going to quit my job now so I can stay home. I think that's what happened between them, but she was really mad at me. And yeah, took Taylor home, and it was a sad night for us.
Oh my gosh. I can imagine that was probably one of those moments that was like so fun, and you're just like caught up into like the moment.
We were caught up. I remember.
And then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit.
It's like a core memory. I have so many like core memories of the water fight and of the garage opening and the fear that like struck us down.
You should have really tried something like, the sink, like it won't shut off like that.
We only had seconds to plan.
But you went and put your pajamas on.
I don't know. Okay.
I would have taken a wrench to the pipe or something.
We were just like, Louis, it's Louis. Blame Louis. He's a problem child.
He's 4. He won't be able to defend
He was just like there, wet, in the midst of it when my mom came in.
As the youngest sibling in my family, I feel for him on that, because it always gets put on us.
You know what? A lot of times it was him, but maybe I must have had an infant brother at the time too, who I guess slept through all of it too. I have no memory of where he was, but
Oh no, not the baby.
Not the baby.
unless he wasn't born yet. I don't know.
Also, so I am your mom right now. I'm so angry at your dad for sleeping through all of that.
It was incredible how he's
impressive.
an incredible sleeper. He will just he could sleep through like anything.
Literally
clearly.
nuclear warfare.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
It's a dude thing.
I wish I could sleep that deep. Holy hell. I'm like kind of jealous actually.
I don't think we're wired that way. We're moms.
No.
Right.
Some switch got turned on when we became moms.
Yeah. And at this, I think, and when you become a dad, the switch gets turned the opposite way. Like,
Right.
You better start sleeping heavier, because Trevor could, he's like waking the dead.
No, I do think I actually sleep pretty heavy. But I usually
Really?
wake up if like my kids wake up. Like if the monitor goes off, I'll usually wake up right away, I think.
Or if Kelsey's running across the house.
Kelsey's running, I wake up. But no, but look, you guys said that the snow was slamming down at the cabin from on the roof, and me and
That's
Nicole
true.
slept through it.
Yeah, it was slamming down right outside your door, too. Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't hear it.
I think
Kelsey and I were losing it.
It was my body's response to like keep me safe from the trauma of having to go through any more of that horror.
I
Like,
gave myself a
stay
concussion.
asleep.
Yeah, she
We're like laying there, and the snow is sliding off the cabin roof, and it's just pounding onto the deck, onto the ground, everywhere. And it's like every 30 seconds. Every time you start to calm down from the last one, and you're like, Kelsey, you know it's snow. Why are you freaking out? But it's so loud, and it just sounds like someone's in the house with you.
Yeah, the
And
whole
so
house
we
shook.
get calm, and we probably have a good minute of silence. And I'm kind of like, we're relaxing, we're talking, and this really loud one slams down. And I jumped. I slammed my head against the freaking solid wood bed frame. I
wish that there was
laughing,
video
I was
of it. 'Cause
crying, I was
I wish there
dying.
was video because she like smacked her head, and then instead of going down on the bed, she like flopped over on top of me. Just like held her head.
It hurt.
I was pretty
And
sure you were
Ashley
bleeding.
and I were just sound asleep.
I know. I was
We
like,
had
I think I might
heard
need
the
stitches.
snow. Oh God.
Yeah, I
You wouldn't have been able
legit
to
like
get
for a
'em.
second there
No.
thought I was gonna have to like try to make it down that mountain
Down
in the
mountain
snow
in a
and get Kelsey some
blizzard.
stitches.
So we were gonna super glue it if that was the case.
Yep.
We probably didn't have any super glue.
Probably
I
not.
think there was super glue in there.
One of
We
the
had
few
nail
things.
glue.
Can you imagine my hair would have been wrecked?
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, for sure. For sure, right?
No good.
Anyways, back to slumber parties. Mine was really interesting. So I was at a girl's birthday party, and this is one of the biggest summer parties I think I'd ever been to. I would say there was at least 10 girls, possibly more, plus her sister, who was pretty young. I would say we were preteens or middle school, maybe. I don't know exactly. Not like full on teenagers, but not like little kids either. Her sister, however, was like a little kid, like 8, I would guess. I don't know. So we're all there, and her parents are like, okay, well, we're gonna go. Granted, she had like an older brother who was an adult, basically. I think he was like early 20s, maybe, you know, old enough, but not really. Anyways, they were like, we're gonna go do something. I can't even remember what their excuse was. And they're like, do you want to go to the little sister? She said no. So they left. And they're gone a little bit, and it's getting dark outside. And we're up in her bedroom. And they have one of those houses where, like, there's a kind of almost a wraparound porch. And then, so the roof is, like, right below the windows. Up the upstairs windows, you know. And we're all sitting in a room, and lights start shining in the window, like flashlights. And we're like, there's someone looking in our windows. And we were freaking out, and they're like, no. There was like half of us saw it, half of us didn't. No one's there. And the older brother's like, no, there's no one there. And it stopped for a little bit, and then we like calmed down, and it started again. There was like, obviously this is a flashlight. This is not headlights. These are flashlights shining in our window. So they're like, well, let's go downstairs. So we start down the stairs, and the power cuts off in the whole house.
Oh my God.
And like panic sets in.
No shit.
It's like, I think if I had, I just, at this point, I can't imagine, thinking back on it, why no one was like, we should probably call 911. But that didn't cross anyone's mind. And the big brother was not saying that. He was just like, it's fine. Like, and then, I think that we were like, maybe we should go check the breaker, but it's in the basement.
Ew.
And the basement was
not
one of
going in
those
there.
really freaking spooky basements. Not like a nice finished basement. Like it was all like rock and unfinished and creepy.
No thanks.
So I think a couple of us like started down there, but we didn't. make it all the way because it was scary. But at one point, the little sister is like freaking out. Like she's crying. She was so upset she threw up.
Oh my God.
Poor thing.
This all comes, I don't know. I should have asked somebody to like refresh my memory if they had any memories that I couldn't. But the lights came back on and the parents like came out and they were like, ha ha ha, like it was a joke. So they were the ones that did the whole thing. But
what?
How rude of
the
them.
big brother, obviously he didn't call 911 because he was in on it. The little sister that freaked herself out and threw up, she knew the whole plan and she still got so scared.
Oh, she got wrapped up in it.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
bless her soul.
And I told this so quickly, but honestly, I mean, it probably took over an hour. Like, this all happened within, like, an hour or more time span. So it wasn't like some quick, like, oh, they shine the lights in the windows and they shut off the breaker. No, like, it was a long, drawn-out charade they pulled on us. Like, it was insane.
That's not funny. I don't think that's funny. How old were you?
I think we were in middle school. I think we were, like, 7th or 8th grade, if I had to guess.
I don't know. That is not
prime
nice.
time for some sleepovers. Spooky.
Yeah.
I mean,
It
it's
was-
kind of
yeah.
funny, but it also is not nice.
It's really, like, it is funny, and I think we all thought it was funny, but I wonder, I'm sure I told my mom. I wonder what she thought about it when I told her, because looking back on it, it's like, wow.
That was a little inappropriate.
Yeah.
It's
Well-
funny because I have a similar story.
Maybe we didn't all have cell phones because we must have been young enough that we didn't have cell phones yet.
Yeah.
Or at least a lot of us didn't, because I feel like that would have been different. I don't know. But, yeah, it was...
Yeah, I had a very similar experience, except when this happened, I mean, we were in junior high as well, and we had the bright idea of playing, like, the light as a feather, stiff as a board game, and, like, Bloody Mary, and, like, all the spooky games, right? So we're already freaking ourselves out, and in the middle of us playing, same thing, like, lights went out, but it wasn't even just that. It was, like, throughout the whole night, like, we would hear, like, different like creaks and like different like bangs, and like above the room we would hear noises, and then the entire power went out. But then on top of that, if I remember correctly, we tried to leave her bedroom, my friend's bedroom, and like the door was locked from the outside. Yeah, it was not. Yeah, it was not okay. And of course, it was, you know, her older brother and cousin and dad who were like all in on it. But like, it scared the shit out of us. Like, I'm pretty sure that like we could have peed our pants from it. Like, it was so scary. But they were like completely in on it, like climbing on the roof and like banging on things because they knew what we were up to.
No.
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 Too scary.
Core memory though.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
It was very terrifying. I don't think I've played that game since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was the last time all of us played it. But that house was also creepy and caught fire twice. So, like, there's something wrong with that house anyways.
Okay.
I don't like that.
No.
So maybe it wasn't just them you were hearing.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
No.
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 So one of my favorite like sleepover stories, I actually was much older. In college, I volunteered with our church. Like I've shared that with you guys before. But we would do like some sleepovers with our girls. I worked with like the 7th grade girls, and so we would do these sleepovers and like we'd do pranks and stuff all the time. Well, one time, my now husband, James, but we weren't even dating at the time yet. We were just really, really good friends. He decided that he was going to help us prank the 7th grade boys. And so me and all of our girls were like, yes, like we are so in on this. So they were supposed to be having a sleepover, and we were supposed to go and prank them at the church. Well, little did we know that there was a lot going on that we didn't know about. So we arrived to the church, and now it wasn't even just like my girls. It was all like 6th, 7th, 8th grade girls. So we had probably like 50 girls there. And we get there, we go into one of the like the big youth room, whatever. to go and like hide to prank the boys. But as the girls go in, and I'm like up at the top of the hill walking down, and they're like getting ahead and going to the room. So I'm like observing all of this. And they go into the room, and as soon as they all get into the room, the boys locked the girls in. So now I'm still up at the top of the hill watching this go down, where my girls get locked inside the building and I can't get to them. And then as they go inside the building, they ended up having like flower bombs and like a ton of other stuff prepped. So the girls are just ambushed in the room. And then, like, me and a few of the other girls and like the other leaders are like trying to get to them. And there's this like back door to the building that like I go to try to open, and they like stacked chairs, and it was the most like it was so pitiful because there's like 10 arms like reaching through, and they had done like strobe lights and like crazy music, so like the girls couldn't see what was happening, and it ended up being like, it was so funny though. But so eventually, like, we were able to get in and get it to the girls, and I still have pictures of everyone just, like, covered in flour.
Oh, a
and
flour
the boys,
bomb, like the cooking
flour
ingredient.
bombs. Yeah, cooking flour.
Flowers.
Like, this whole time, I'm like, we're gonna have to circle back to flower bomb.
Yeah,
okay.
No,
I know.
I think
I'm like,
I don't.
This sounds romantic almost. They're like
No.
showering and then we're flowers.
No, not at all.
lights.
Not romantic. It was like, I think they had like coffee filters, or they used like toilet paper or something like that. And they'd put the flour in there, and there's like this balcony. So as the girls all went in, the power went out, the strobe lights went on, the music went crazy.
This was a lot of preparation.
How did they know that?
This is my husband. This is the crap that he does.
Yeah, but what if the girls never made the plan to go in there?
Well, that was the whole thing, is James, like, was so into it and was getting the girls, like, so hyped up and was like, this would be amazing. Yeah, he completely baited them.
Trap.
Him and his best friend Jason, like, they baited us. And so all of the girls, everyone was like so into it that we were finally going to get the boys, because they always pranked us.
This was such a good lesson for these young girls to never trust a man.
It's true.
I'll never trust James now.
Wow.
Yeah, well, no, this is what he does. Like, he's all quiet and he doesn't say much, but like he's scheming. He's got all the plans. He knows all the details.
The quiet ones.
So here's the funny thing. The funny thing is that night after we left is the night that Nicole, one of my really good friends who is dating Jason, her and I were driving away, and that was the same night that like she ended up asking me, she's like, I wish that you and James would date so that we could have a double date, which we were only best friends at the time. And I freaked out, and I was like, what are you talking about? Did he say something? Why would you ask me that? And then the rest of the night I was like, why did I react that way?
Gosh dang, Minika. That
And
was
the
quite
rest
the reaction.
is history.
And the rest is history. And then we got married. But like, that was the night. Like,
Now they're married and they
everything
have a scary kid. She sees creepy men.
Yeah.
in the corner.
But it was probably one of my favorite sleepover memories. It was so funny.
All right, we had to pause for some shade. Now on to the next. Nicole, tell your sleepover story.
Tell us about your sleepovers.
Okay, one of my favorite sleepover stories that I don't have a lot of like scary ones that I could think of, but one that I thought of that made me just like cackle laugh. And I always just giggle thinking about it. My best friend and I swear, she's like the honorary member of this podcast, because I think I mention her every fucking episode. So, anyway, I spent a lot of my life with her. I was literally there all the time. Well, her parents were not together, and then some point in our friendship, they got kind of back together, and he moved in. Her dad is no longer with us anymore. Rest in peace, Jim. He was a badass. We love Jim. But he also was drunk a lot of the time. So he had come back from work one night, and he did like not complete overnights, but like really late shifts into the night. So it'd be super late when he came home. And we were having a sleepover one time. and we heard him coming home. So we decided to go and scurry into their little dining room area. And so, like, back in, the early 2000s, people had this thing called tablecloths that they put over their tables, right? I swear I never see them anymore. My best friend's mom had a floor length one, okay? So it literally went down to the floor on all sides, a huge tablecloth. And we hid under there. And he had been home for a little bit and had already kind of been, like, a little tipsy. And we were like, this is the perfect opportunity to mess with him. And we did. And so every time he walked past the table, so actually, it starts off, we see him go to her room and check in on us. And we put, like, pillows and, like, stuff under where we would be sleeping, so it looked like we were still there. And he's like, okay, good night, kids, and, like, closes his door. And he's, like, muttering to himself. He also was, like, a veteran. So we were a little bit mean and kind of played to his PTSD that he had. This is not nice. Please don't do this to people that have PTSD. But so he's walking past the kitchen table a lot of times, and we're grabbing his legs. We're out from under the kitchen table, and he's, like, panicked. He's like, what the fuck is that? And you could hear him, like, kind of drunk muttering. He's like, damn ghosts. And, like, he literally is, like, thinking that something is messing with him. And we just kept doing it as many times as we could. And he never thought to look under the tablecloth. Never looked under the tablecloth. Just kept almost tripping over our limbs that we were sticking out and, like, grabbing him with. And actually had it in his mind that he was being tormented by some entity and was grumbling to himself about it. So finally we're like, okay, this is kind of mean. We were laughing, but we were cracking up because it was just funny. And anyway, so we're laughing too hard. Finally, he actually kind of spooked us because we weren't expecting him. Finally, he looks under the tablecloth and we scream and scurry back to the room. And he's like, yo, you damn kids. And, like, he was much older, so that's just, like, how he was. Yo, you damn kids. And, like, grumbling and, like, drunk. And it was just so funny to us. It's one of my fondest, like, sleepover memories. I'm like, oh, Gina, remember that time we messed with your dad so bad? Like, like, he really thought the ghosts from his wartime days were actually coming to take him away. Like,
oh my god,
it's not nice, but it's kind of funny.
I just love your old man impression.
I know.
It's accurate.
It was accurate for Jim, at least. But that's it. Like, I was trying really hard to think of any times, like, anything scary happened at a sleepover, and I can't remember. I'm sure she'll text me after this goes live, and she'll be like, hey, remember that one time? Oh, I do have another time with her sisters. Her sisters were really fucked up. So Gina's, like, terrified of Raggedy Ann and Andy.
Valid.
And right, they are scary.
She's also really afraid. Annabelle.
She's also really afraid of the Grinch. Well, this was before we knew that it was.
Raggedy Ann, Andy, and the Grinch. We are stacking up the knowledge of what Gina is afraid of.
Horrified of the Grinch. She's terrified of the Grinch.
Cartoon Grinch or Jim Carrey Grinch?
All of it. Every Grinch. It doesn't matter. All of the Grinches. She's scared of them.
Too bad.
But we had her sister. Okay, so she's way younger, like significantly younger than both of her sisters. And her sisters were at her mom's house staying the night for some reason with us. And we had both been out of the room and then gone back to the room. And her sister was moving the fucking Raggedy Ann doll, like, all over, and we didn't know that it was her, and it was freaking us out every time we left the room and come back. The fucking stupid thing would be in a different place, and then eventually it was in, like, where she was sleeping, and it, like, totally freaked us out. But
yeah, that is scary.
We don't fuck with scary dolls on this podcast. We already know.
No, we don't.
So that was really traumatizing.
Well, and now that we've talked about scary dolls, they keep showing up. We see them everywhere. They were all over Colorado.
Well, my third grade teacher, she made Raggedy Ann and Andy's. Like, she made them. People would buy them from her. And so, like, obviously when I was in third grade... When I was in
Does
third
not
grade,
approve.
I wanted, obviously, I knew she sold them. So, like, my mom bought me a Raggedy Ann and Andy because I wanted them. And then, it was, like, a couple months ago, Mom's like, these are your, like, do you want to take these home? And I'm like, God, no, don't put that fucking thing in my head. No, I don't even want it in this room in your house. Like, why do you own these? These need to be burned. This is like, just knowing that Raggedy Ann is Annabelle, all Raggedy Anns are now Annabelle. They're all
they're scary.
haunted.
Yeah.
Yep,
Wait, this is
like that.
You saying that, like, now creepy dolls keep popping up everywhere just made me remember. So another honorary member of the podcast, Dakota, she texted me the other day after our last episode when we talked about the creepy dolls, or I think we talked about them 2 episodes ago, whatever. She texted me that they were at the park.
They keep coming up.
They were at the park, and she sent a picture. I'll try and show it to you guys here, but we'll post it too. Can you guys see that at all?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
It's a park bench. It's a bench at a park with a creepy ass little doll sitting on it. And she said, she said it was especially creepy when the little girl brought it over and put it in the baby swing next to Dakota's child and was swinging it and telling them that the doll's name was Emma.
No.
How fucking weird is that? If that happened to me at the park, I would have just the doll on the bench like that. It's a scary picture. I'm going to send it to the group chat. I would have been gone. I would have been gone before that creepy thing had a chance to come near my kids. Isn't that so weird?
It is, but also I feel like if you ever really wanted to entertain yourself, that'd be the thing to do, is just gather a bunch of creepy dolls and, like, place them in the parks and just watch people.
Oh, Lord. Oh, God.
I can't do that. That is too
It is
scary.
diabolical, but I mean, if you're bored.
All kinds of wrong. Oh,
I'm not saying I'm going to do it, but just,
That
you know,
is
you could.
I just sent the picture.
No.
That is weird.
Just look at it. It's scary. Isn't it weird?
It's the most.
Oh, it's even worse.
I know. It's kind of a blurry.
It almost looks like a real child.
We will put it on.
She said it was
a little bit
realistic, and its
bothered.
name is Emma.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It
Okay,
looks-
Yeah,
we're
we'll have it
posting
posted
that.
in the video.
It doesn't look like an Emma. I will say it does not look like an
No.
Emma to me.
No, it looks like a
We gotta
demon.
put it on our.
It looks like a Ralph or something. I don't know.
Oh gosh, we definitely have to put that on the Instagram also.
'Kay.
Because it's so scary. Everybody
Emma.
needs to see how scary it is. Meet Emma.
We're scared. We're scared of dolls around here.
Oh gosh, yeah, we're scared of a lot of things. I mean, I'm terrified of, like, Ouija boards.
Oh yeah, didn't
Because,
Kelsey?
like,
Kelsey asked us if we wanted to do a Ouija board on the trip, and we were like, nah.
No.
Hell no.
Absolutely not.
bruh. I mean,
Hell
I
no.
guess wouldn't
I
say
will
I'm
entertain these ghost
terrified,
conversations, and that's as far as I go.
You barely. In the moment, Monica's like, that was just the wind.
Yeah, there's like a full-on scratch across this pantry in this house we're in, and Monic's like, that was the door. I'm like, yeah, Monica, okay.
She
Whatever
has a
song
reasonable
night tonight.
explanation for everything.
She does. Even if
I
it's
have
not
to be
that
rational. I have to be rational because you three will just run off with it.
Yeah.
No, but
Sometimes
I'm your anchor.
my favorite was
I'm
when we were in the
anchoring you
hot
to
tub.
reality.
Kelsey's
We
like,
don't
I heard a
like
skinwalker. And Monica's like, that's an elk. That's an elk. It's mating season.
I hear this like what was
It was
like,
the elk bugling.
Oh my god, she talked about bugling, I swear to fucking god, for like 10 minutes.
we got a whole lesson
doing
on
it.
elk bugles.
No, we were looking for the muse bugles because none of us knew what it sounded like.
Trying to convince me that what I heard was
Was a
like,
moose.
Moose is trying to fuck or something.
Okay.
And
To be fair,
not a flesh pedestrian.
to be fair, that Google search partially was for myself because I didn't know what they sounded like, so I needed to know that that's what it was.
And then we continued to bugle the entire
The rest of the trip.
I'm convinced that that's what it was, but it got us through, so it's fine.
Made us feel better in the moment.
How did we even get from that to that?
I know. I said I was afraid of Ouija boards, and then y'all went crazy with that. but I was gonna say.
Y'all made fun of me.
Oh my god.
I was gonna say, even though that was like a hard no for me, like playing that, I still played those other games like Light as a Feather, Stiff as a Board. I also was too afraid to play Bloody Mary though. Did you guys ever do that at sleepovers?
Oh yes,
I did. Yeah.
yes.
You did?
Oh yeah.
Like you did the Bloody Mary
In the dark
Yes.
in the bathroom.
Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary.
And all three was like, yes, Nicole, we did it.
Yes, we did it.
That one.
She's like,
that
no,
one
I thought that was
scared
just a
me
myth.
so
Nobody was actually brave enough to do that.
No, it's not even that. I just literally would not do it because it was scary. I was like, I don't want to see some bitch in the mirror. Hell no.
We did it. There was one in particular where we did it, and one of our friend's sisters, she was not that much older than us. She was only like a year, but she must have been talking to our friend's mom. And anyways, we did Bloody Mary, and then we were laying in bed shortly after we did Bloody Mary. And the mom somehow had snuck into the room and kind of scared us from under the bed. But we had just played Bloody Mary, so we were spooked out by it.
No.
It was
Nope. See, no, I would die of sheer panic.
I don't
my
think
friend-
she ever showed up Bloody Mary, but we always
No,
got
she never
scared
did.
as if she
Still.
did. We always got
Right,
spooked
exactly why I
regardless.
Exactly why I did never want to do it.
I mean, I always felt like I saw something, but the rational version of me is it's just because you're dizzy and it's your reflection. It's fine.
You're dizzy. How did
Why
you
were you
play Bloody
dizzy?
Mary?
Because you have to spin around.
I never played like
What?
that.
How did you play it?
You just stand in the mirror in a dark bathroom and say Bloody Mary 3 times.
Oh, that's not
the
how I
version I
learned.
I heard about the spinning around.
No, you're supposed to
Monica's
spin
doing
around.
somersaults in the bathroom.
Monica's like, I'm just dizzy. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Me too. I was
No,
like,
now
why
I'm
would you be
so-
We
dizzy?
need to take a poll. If you played Bloody
I'm
Mary
so
as a child,
fascinated by this.
Yeah,
How
did
did
you
you
did
play
you
play
spin
it?
around?
I never
never
had the
spun
spinning.
around.
I never.
I
heard
feel
the
like it was
spinning.
you had to spin around 3 times or something while saying Bloody Mary, and then you stopped and stared at the mirror, and that's how you would see her. But you're
I just
dizzy, so
stare
you
at the
kind of
mirror.
see your reflection.
That is
I
scarier,
never-
I think. But no,
It's
I
way
didn't do that.
scarier because you're really dizzy and you're like, what do I see? And when you're little, you don't freaking know. Yeah, and it's dark. So of course you didn't see anything.
Well, it's debatable. I might have.
Didn't do it right.
But now I'm so confused. This is very fascinating to me because I was gonna ask, I wonder if there's kids who still play games like this because I just feel like it's so different. But now, just based off of how we grew up differently,
I wonder if Bloody Mary is still a sleepover game.
yeah,
I bet it is.
Or if
maybe.
these kids even know what Light as a Feather, Stiff as a Board is.
I mean maybe not. They do so
Now they
many
just look at
different
TikTok.
things, and they do
That was my
TikToks and
favorite
crap.
one. That was Light as a Feather, Stiff as a Board. Was my
Yeah,
favorite
that was my
one.
favorite one
It was
too.
Like the witchiest, and I was like, ooh, I was convinced I was a witch. So
Well,
I wanted to make the people float.
you're afraid of Ouija boards now, but did you ever use one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I have, and that's
Okay.
what scared me. And I
Yeah,
didn't wanna
same.
do it again.
Yeah,
One time.
Also, you have no trust for anybody you've played the Ouija board with after
Correct.
you've played
it's
it.
true.
Me and my best friend, we went through a whole phase where it's we took the Ouija board everywhere and tried it everywhere.
Oh my god.
See, and I'm fine
Weirdos.
with other forms of communication and divination and things of that kind. But for some reason, the Ouija board is just a hard pass for me.
Yeah, it freaks me out. I'm good. I'm good.
I like
Too
I like
scary.
the other things the pendulums are really cool and dowsing rods are really cool, things like that. But for some reason,
Those are advanced. I don't know what
But
that
I
shit
did-
is.
Oh well, Google is your friend. Dowsing rods are
I'm good.
They're like
Nope.
they're
these
just
metal
these
rods.
rods that you hold, and they can be used to find water, I guess.
They swing back and forth.
And they swing
Yes or
back and
no?
forth, and you just hold them, and so they'll cross, and people will use them
I see those on TikTok lives.
But why do
never
you
seen
feel
that.
like that's any safer than a Ouija board?
I didn't say I did feel like it was safer. It just doesn't.
Well, then what? I don't
know.
understand.
I don't know
Listen,
what
I
it is, the
sometimes barely
I'm
like to
good with
communicate with the living,
there's-
so
There's
Right?
just too
I don't need to
many-
communicate with anything else.
No.
There's just like too many factors, I think, to the Ouija board. Like you got to close it out. You have to do it correctly. What if you get
Well, I
freaked
think
out
you're
and you
technically
take your
supposed to say
hands off
bye
the
when
thing?
you use the dowsing rod too.
I don't know about that, but still,
I think you're supposed to like kind of say bye.
What if you like get too scared and you take your hands off of the planchette and then now you just ruin it and now you have an attachment? Like, no thanks. I don't know.
Oh, I definitely did that for sure.
See, exactly. I mean, you're
I'm
fine,
fine.
but still.
Are you?
Are you? Are you though?
My dad always was like, "It's made by Hasbro, Kelsey. It's not."
I know. Yeah. You know, actually, I was gonna say like. I just recently learned a little fun fact about the Ouija board is that it was marketed at one point as like a Valentine's Day like game, like like an
Shut
eight
up.
ball. Yeah. So like how 8 balls you shake them and you ask them the question. It was kind of like that, but it was something that you could do like with your crush, like with your Valentine,
my God.
and you get to sit next to each other and like
Wow.
touch each other's hands because you're touching the planchette together. And so like it was marketed as a way to like you ask it about your relationship or like
So
if
many
you-
thoughts are
Wow.
going through my head right now.
Mine too. Wow.
I just when you started saying about the Valentine's Day story and all I could think is you and the Ouija board and it saying like suck my dick or something. And then when you said
Like,
lick
your
your
crush
crush,
ass.
I thought we were going somewhere else completely. I'm like, this is taking a turn. I'm not gonna recover from this.
Painting the Ouija board. They should hire you for marketing.
For real.
All the guys would be buying their women Ouija boards for Valentine's Day.
Wait,
if
I
it's
need
gonna
to
say
pause.
that.
But so is the ghosts are still communicating with
no,
you? If it's
hold on, wait. I need. Did you say lick your crush?
Is that what you said? That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
No, bitch.
No, bitch. I said you get to sit next to your crush.
I think I heard lick too.
I
heard
heard you
sit.
say lick your crush because I thought you were gonna say lick.
I
Why
wasn't
is it
totally
that
sure,
I
but then
always hear Nicole and you guys are always like, "Did you say clowns?" No, cloud, bitch.
it wasn't totally clear, but then when Ashley said it, I was like, oh yeah, maybe.
The power of suggestion is strong with Monica on that, but not with
suggestible
ghosts.
Holy shit!
Not when it comes to ghosts.
Rationale goes out the window.
I was just rolling with it. It's fine.
Yep.
I can't anymore.
Yeah, all right.
My cheek.
Oh my gosh.
So funny. No, I said sit.
That was a
with
totally different direction than I ever thought we would go.
Sit with
Like
your
I-
crush, not lick your
sit
crush.
with your crush, not lick your crush.
Lick it now, suck it good.
I had
Oh my
a
gosh.
little- Yeah, I had. I
not
was.
how it
Yeah,
goes.
I was in a different
Okay,
place.
well, sexy ghost time. Okay, no.
Any user.
Like now I'm picturing, those dice that are like suggestive position.
Didn't
dice?
you
That's
say
what I'm picturing
dice?
now.
Didn't you say
No,
dice?
bitch. I did not say dice at all.
I didn't
What
hear
did you
dice.
say? No, when you first started this and you were saying like a Valentine's game, and then you gave an example. What did you say?
The 8-ball.
The
Oh,
8-ball.
the
Yeah, the
8-ball.
8-ball,
Okay,
yeah.
when you said the 8-ball, I already had the naughty fuzzy dice in my head, and so then when you started saying everything else,
Naughty fuzzy
So this was a totally made up story.
everything after
Okay,
that, I
got
just
it.
heard what I wanted to hear.
Oh my gosh.
I stopped hearing what you
I
were saying,
heard
and I
what
just
you
started imagining things.
Ashley really wanted this to be something different.
Oh my god.
Okay. No,
I don't know how to come back from
Ashley,
this.
I can't.
My god. Okay, as usually happens at sleepovers, things have gotten out of control. They've taken a turn for the worst.
I
We're
don't
off
think
the
we're gonna
rails.
recover. We're not recovering.
We're never coming back from this. So.
Never.
So with that being said, that is a wrap on this week's
We're done.
spooky sleepover edition of A Little Bit Bothered. We hope you enjoyed the chills, the giggles, and the chaos from our group chat.
If you're still awake after all those ghost stories, don't forget to follow, rate, and review the podcast. It helps us keep the conversations going every single week.
We want to hear from you. Head over to our social media and tell us your wildest sleepover memories or the creepiest things that have ever happened to you after dark.
Ooh. I don't know if I want to know that. Anyway, until next time, stay bothered, but never alone. See you in your nightmares. Bye.
Bye.
Welcome to the inner sanctum of friendship. These bitches are a little bit bothered.